Hey guys, I'm here with day 3 of the Consignor Challenge. The first thing I do on this phase is I always look at the Consignor resource guide that's on the website on the How to Consign tab, and just make sure I have that handy because it has the different ways you can prepare items. But here are a few highlights. The second thing I do after that is I make a huge pile of clothes by size and gender. Clothes always overwhelm me, so I always do them first. So I will make a big pile of size 2 girls, 3, 4, and then I'll pick one pile and I'll work through it and I'll group like items together. So here is a set of 3 pants one of the girls had, and we've hung them all on the hanger together because they didn't have a top that matched or anything. So we just pierced all 3 pairs of pants and clasped around the hanger, and it's now a set and is more likely to be purchased by a mom. Another thing you can do is take something that matches, like these really cute little eyelet shorts and this little top. They weren't a set, they didn't come together or anything, but they match and they're the same size, similar type brands. So we hung these together, and this is more likely to sell than a shirt or shorts by themselves. Because it looks really cute on the hanger and it makes it easy for moms. So if you're consigning stuff that's size 4 or smaller, putting them together in an outfit really helps things sell better. Another thing you might want to do if you have a few outfits that kind of go together, or sets of pajama pants, like the 2 packs of coordinated pajamas, you can hang both outfits on a hanger. So she has both tops on either way. The cuter one is facing front, and then she has both pairs of pants in here. And you have 4 different things all on the hanger because they're one's hung on the hanger, and then the other 3 or 2, whatever you have, are just use the safety pin through them, and it's hung to the hanger, not to the clothing. If it's hung to the clothing, it will tear your clothes, and you don't want that. So after I have all those clothes dealt with, then I move on to the other categories. And one of the things you might want to do for your books sell really well, is to group them into a plastic bag, and then you want to seal the bag shut so that people don't open them and switch your books for somebody else's books. Or you can use twine and just go around it like a present, so it makes, goes around it this way and it goes around that way, and it'll keep it all together. And then if you do that, you'll want to use painter's tape with your tag so it doesn't, the regular tape doesn't tear your packaging. If you're doing shoes, zip ties work great, as do twine. So you could use zip ties or twine to keep them together, and that way they don't get separated. You can use a plastic bag, but then you can't see that, hey, there's no wear on these. These look great. It's a little bit harder to see that in a plastic bag. So I always prefer to try to do it without a bag if possible. If you have small pieces, like there's this doll, she's got shoes, she's got earrings, she's got a manual, putting that in a plastic bag, closing it, and then sealing it with packaging tape all the way across it makes it unlikely that somebody's going to open it. And then the last thing, if you have sets where it's multiple pieces, you can take the big item and take a Ziploc bag and put a bunch of the smaller items in it, and then you can zip tie the sealed shut, taped shut plastic bag to it, and that way these items won't get separated, and people are more likely to be able to buy them because you got all the pieces together. So, and sometimes, like if you have a train table, you might want to use painter's tape depending on the surface of the type of items. You may also want to use saran wrap, like around, like one of the girls I know had like one of those car rugs, and she wanted to attach a bunch of cars in a bag to it, so she took saran wrap around the rug while it was rolled up, and she taped around it, and then she put the cars zip tied through the tape around it, or taped it to the saran wrap. That way it wouldn't tear the surfaces. If you have things that need to be closed, like if you have a book that has one of those little paper covers to it, you might want to seal it closed with painter's tape. That way the cover stays nice and the book and the cover don't get separated. So hopefully those tips will help you. But I always tackle clothes first, and I do everything assembly line because you do not want to do this. I'm going to hang this thing and enter it and then print the tag. That will take you forever. So do everything as assembly line as possible, and it'll save you a lot of time. See you later.